with Ottawa Homes EXP Realty. I'm standing here in front of Carlington Booch, and we're going to go inside and have a talk with the owners to see what Carlington Booch is all about. So we're here with Jon and Vicky at Carlington Booch. Tell me, what is Carlington Booch?
Carlington Booch is a social enterprise, and our commercial end of things is producing kombucha. And the social end of things that we have impact is the addiction community, addiction recovery community. What is kombucha?
Go ahead, Vicky. What is kombucha?
Kombucha is a tea that's fermented with a symbiotic culture of bacterial yeast, so it's really high in probiotics.
Called the SCOBY.
Kombucha is very good for your gut health. It's good for digestion. It's very high in vitamin B. And
Probiotics, good gut bacteria.
we use a combination of green and black tea, so ours is also caffeinated. And for our community, because we have a lot of people that are in recovery from alcoholism or addiction. It's great for them because it's a fun drink that's also non-alcoholic, and so it's a great alternative to alcohol or pop.
Okay, so you brew and distribute kombucha as well? Okay.
Yeah, our goal is to brew and distribute kombucha through our city and hopefully one day through our nation. And how we brew it is we have our brewery here, but then we also have people in our community. We have a group of recovering drug addicts and alcoholics that help us, that volunteer, and our point is to make connections with guys and girls coming out of treatment centers. So we have volunteer opportunities to help bottle and produce and really give people another opportunity to learn and grow in employment.
So you guys talk about helping out with people in recovery. What is it that you do at Carlington Booch to help people in the community as far as recovery?
So I'd say in our commercial end of things, we have volunteer opportunities and employment opportunities for people that may have a little bit of a shady background, or maybe they're trying to get their life on a different track, and so they need new job skills and they need an environment that can allow for maybe a criminal record or pending court cases or different things that have maybe happened to them that might disqualify them from a 9 to 5 at a work center or whatever it is. So number one, it would be employment and volunteer, but overall it's making connections with the community. And so the opposite of addiction is connection. So trying to make healthy connections with our people group.
Okay.
We have a tagline, we're booching the gap. And so really for us, that became obvious that if someone is coming out of a lifestyle, then they're trying to turn their life around. There's kind of that gap between like, where do I go? How do I make new friends? How do I make new community? I need a different job. And so we really want to booch the gap. And so we have an employee that has just started on with us, and he just finished a 9-month treatment program. And so he's coming in. We can't pay him for as many hours as he comes in right now. So he does volunteer work, but we also are able to give him part-time pay.
You guys talk about working with unfortunate or recovering addicts and making why?
Why? Well, I feel like in my case, I've been divinely inconvenienced for the last 15 years of my life against my will. And in 2005, I was at a homeless shelter. I couldn't keep going the way I was going in my addiction. It stopped working, and I kept waking up every day where I didn't want to. And so that entered me into my own recovery. And so from then on, I just had this fire inside of me that restoration is possible from hopeless situations. And so in the last 15 years, that's what my life has been about, is creating space and opportunities for other people to have the same thing internally that happened to me.
And how about you, Vicky? How did it impact you?
Oh, well, I lived through 13 years of addiction with Jon. And then as he went into recovery, I realized that I needed something too. And so what I love about our community here is we really wanted to create a place where, people can recover together. And so not everyone's story is as dramatic as Jon's, but there's a lot of people in our community that they have overcome challenges also in their life. And so whatever that might be, we want to create honest about struggles and victories, and celebrating together in a safe environment.
So our social brand is called Ashes to Rubies, and so like Vicky said, we have monthly shows where we give people opportunity to share their stories, share their hope. We have people that are in the arts, hip hop, spoken word, poetry, that kind of thing, and we have a full night every month to be able to showcase the spiritual, emotional, and physical changes that are going on with our community. And so that is once a month, and then we have a weekly meeting called the Life Lab Connect group. So that's Wednesday on Zoom.
Base about something that you would like to see happen for those at the shelter, or to be remembered at the shelter. Talk about that.
Yeah, I think everybody deserves to have healthy options, and unfortunately in our culture, the people with the least amount of money probably get the worst kinds of food, fast food, and all the things that are actually not good for your gut health. And so part of what we want to do for Carlington Booch is offer that through the city, through to people that can't necessarily afford a healthy option. And so it's kind of a strategy that I want to bring in people that can afford it, business owners, and have them sponsor 5 or 10 cases of kombucha a month, and then we distribute it through our channels to people that can't afford it, to people that are in rehab centers, people that go to food banks and shelters. And so that's one of the things that we really want to do is enter into the ecosystem, that people that can't afford a healthy option, that have maybe made some poor choices and have some gut and bacteria problems in their stomach due to ingesting poisonous things, we want to be able to supply our city with that. Giving people a healthy option is always a benefit, because when you start doing one thing healthy, it perpetuates making other healthy choices.
And part of it is we really want to be able to offer employment, and in order to be able to offer employment, we need to have sales. That's the reality. If we're not selling kombucha, we can't hire more people. So the more kombucha we sell, the more.
So we want to get to 400 cases a month out of our brewery. We want to offer 100 of those cases to people that can't afford it. So I'm just calling on business leaders and business owners and people that could afford it. Would you join with us to be able to booch the gap to a healthier community? And let's get 100 cases of booch out to the people that can't afford it.
So how do they reach out to you?
We are pretty easy to find.
Embarrassingly easy.
We have a physical location at 81 Riga Drive, Unit 3 and 4. That's our brewery, our cafe right here. I can make you a coffee, pour you a kombucha, and we can talk about it. But we have carlingtonbooch@gmail.com. Then we have Facebook and YouTube. And as well, if you wanted to go to Ashes to Rubies to see any of our content in recovery, we have YouTube and Facebook as well, and a podcast.
Fantastic. I just want to thank Jon and Vicky for sharing this information with us today. I came and filmed to get to see Saturday night's event on the video. A remarkable event, and what the both of you do